Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Prime Minister Alan Shastney is expressing frustration with the current education system, which he believes may be failing the budding minds of the future. The Prime Minister is convinced that a greater push for smarter classrooms, integrated with proper resources, will foster better learning and ultimately better citizens. Solange Alfred reports.
As the year winds down, it is imperative to take note of the many issues and solutions that have arisen. In a recent sit-down with the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Alan Shastney, Hot 7 News got the opportunity to engage him on various lines of questioning to assess the progress that the country has made and probe the mind of the man which we the people have lifted to captain the island. One of the issues that Prime Minister Shastney addressed was the inadequacy of the education system. Shastney explained that with the forward movement of technology, St. Lucia needs to be looking to develop its students, teachers, and classrooms to better equip them to compete on a global level.
Kids are not even thinking of books anymore. You know, younger kids today are picking up a smartphone, using it much faster, are accessing internet. And even when I meet students, they're already augmenting their education system online. When they don't understand what the teacher was teaching with calculus, go and put it. Calculus lesson, right? And see how many options show up, and for free. And you really believe they're not doing that? And kids want to see education now in the form of animation.
The Prime Minister pointed out the inefficiency of the current learning system, highlighting that a graduate student from the current secondary or tertiary level learning institution still falls short of employer ideals.
Is our education system training kids how to be able to now interact in a virtual world? So how is it you really believe that going to read books and doing the thing of where you're forced to memorize your mathematical tables, right? I can get it that at a primary school level, but certainly not at a secondary school level. And clearly what Minister Joseph and we've all said is that when we look at what we're teaching kids to do, it's not lining up with where the jobs are.
With the service sector dominating the workforce, Shastney stated that the education system for the future of St. Lucia needs to be one that is interactive, competitive, and technologically in line with the rest of the world.
We're challenging the education system, we're challenging everybody, not because of just the idea of having change, but to get more effective education system.
With the limitless boundaries of the internet, Shastney expressed that this provides a playground for the mind. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
Recent acts of vandalism in the city have left one artist saddened by the decay of the moral fabric of St. Lucia. Artist Gary Burt is calling out the perpetrators of these acts and asked them to respect the work of individuals who only wish to spread some Christmas cheer during the holidays. Nisha Charles tells us more.
For those of us who enjoy the Christmas season, part of that enjoyment is the decorations which accompany the celebrations. City officials, as well as well-wishers, have gone out of their way to add a bit of excitement for patrons. It is regrettable, however, that some have sought to deface and destroy some of the pieces which have been placed in and around the city to uplift others during the festive season. Gary Burt is an artist who is deeply saddened by these acts of vandalism.
The decorations have been installed around in the city to uplift the city and give people a feeling of Christmas. However, a lot of people do not respect the artist's work and they go around vandalizing. I think that people should respect an artist's work and also respect what people want to bring forward to change the atmosphere and give people a different feeling of Christmas.
According to Burt, some of his pieces were also vandalized. He's calling on the public to respect the hard work of artists who only wish to foster the holiday spirit among the masses.
A few of the pieces have been vandalized, especially some of the pieces on the square, and I think it's very, very disrespectful for people not to appreciate art. And I think, unlike anywhere else around the world, let us begin to appreciate public art. If you're seeing it for the first time, just appreciate it and not vandalize. At the end of the day, it is there for a purpose.
Burt's work can be seen on Constitution Park in the city of Castries. For the Hot 7 News, Nisha Charles reporting.
With the introduction of the island-wide GNet service, a call is being made by MP for Castries Central, Sarah Flood-Bobra, for the proper use of the network in the advancement of the nation. Solange Alfred tells us more.
Technology is used to better many areas of an individual's everyday life. From a small farmer in a rural community to a single parent looking to help his or her child with homework, the establishment of the island-wide GINet Wi-Fi is one that not only solidified St. Lucia's ties with the Republic of China Taiwan, but also established creative means of ensuring St. Lucia becomes a more modern technological nation. At the recent launch of the GINet in Castries, Parliamentary Representative for Castries Central, Sarah Flood-Bobra, expressed passionately that the use of the island-wide GINet will go a long way in bettering the education of St. Lucians.
You know, if we are going to take education seriously, we must ensure that every person has access to internet.
Flood-Bobra went on to highlight that although the implementation of the free island-wide Wi-Fi is one that is looked at as a great achievement, parents and guardians of minors should be mindful that the easy access of the network comes with disadvantages.
Of course, one of the things I would want to do before I leave is to caution on the use of the internet. We know that as we provide the internet to our children and where they can access it probably without parental guidance, we know that there are dangers. We know that there are disadvantages that come with such easy access to information. And so it is very important that parents and adults supervise children in the use of the internet. But certainly this is a good thing, and it is important that we use it responsibly.
The GINet availability improves Wi-Fi connectivity in public areas and provides tourists, businessmen and women, and youth with free internet. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
The Feed the Poor Ministry held its annual Christmas lunch for the poor and elderly on Tuesday, the 18th of December, in partnership with telecoms company Flow. About 200 less fortunate and elderly residents from Castries and environs received a good hot meal and were treated to a party atmosphere. Gasper Henry is well known for his philanthropic work. As CEO of Feed the Poor Ministry, he has been feeding the less fortunate and the elderly for the past 13 years. This year, close to 200 people received meals, snacks and drinks as part of the charitable Christmas event. A ham was even raffled among those who showed up to receive free meals. Henry says it was a pleasure to partner with Flo to be able to make Christmas a little brighter for the elderly and less fortunate.
The importance of that movement there today is to ensure that our senior citizens, who are the ones responsible for the infrastructure that we are enjoying, to me they should not be, denied of partaking in the Christmas cheer. So we believe that what we are enjoying right now is the senior citizens who have toiled, for us to enjoy it. So we in turn should ensure that when it comes to the festive season that we take good care of them.
Flo has been a long-time partner of Feed the Poor Ministry. In fact, Henry says while tough economic times have forced some sponsors to sever ties, Flo has been steadfast in its support of the movement. Communications specialist for Flo, Terry Finisterre, says the plight of the less fortunate is dear to the company's heart.
So many of us, we take for granted that we're going to be able to get a little bit of sorrel, we're going to be able to get a little ginger, we're going to be able to get a little piece of ham, a little piece of turkey for Christmas. At the very least, we know we have our friends, our families, we have a roof over our head. A lot of people don't have that, to take for granted. They don't have a roof over their head, they don't have something to eat for Christmas. So in the spirit of spreading Christmas cheer, Flo, as a responsible corporate citizen, we thought that we would come to Gasper's aid and work with him to be able to do this activity here today. And as you can see, it's being very well received by some of our less fortunate citizens.
Outside of its annual Christmas lunch, Feed the Poor Ministry serves the elderly and less fortunate twice weekly with meals. Henry welcomes any additional support to sustain and even expand the program. This is the Hot 7 Nightly News. Stay with us. There's more news coming up after the break.